today I'm with Brendan Shane from the Nocturnal Affair, and tell me, how are you today?
Amazing. We just played a really fun show for our second night in Poland, and I'm in love with Poland.
I heard and read that it's your first visit to mainland Europe.
Yes.
How's the mainland Europe treating you, and how is it for you?
I want to move here. This is perfect. This is how rock and roll should be out here. Everybody out here has great taste in music. Everybody's extremely friendly, honest, and the food is fantastic.
Did you eat anything from Polish kitchen?
Oh my gosh, I had bagels, I had pierogi, I've had a ton of stuff. I mean, I don't even remember the name of half of this stuff. I had like this cutlet earlier with cabbage and kraut and potatoes. And,
I think it was Polish schabowy.
Oh yeah, they're so good.
And I think that everyone that comes to Poland are stunned by Polish pierogi.
Yes, it's my favorite.
Okay, Brendan, tell me a little about beginnings of Nocturnal Affair. How did you guys start it, and where did the idea of the band came from?
We started out as a bit of just like a way for me to relax and kind of do my own thing. I was in another metal band at the time that had kind of too many chefs in the kitchen. You know what that means, right?
Yeah.
Too many people that wanted their voice to be heard. They wanted to be the boss, and it kind of we all just got in each other's way. So this kind of started out as like something that was fun, and it grew into something more. It's been a blast ever since.
Question for you: what is nostalgia for you?
I mean, are we talking about movies? Are we talking about
The feeling,
music,
even
nostalgia?
the feeling. Music can give you this feeling. The movie can give you this feeling.
Anything that just brings me back to good times with friends, family. Anything from the early System of a Down days. If you put on Toxicity or Steal This album, or they're self-titled, I'm gonna just be all smiles all the time. You know what I mean? If you put on the movie Gremlins during the Christmas season, or Die Hard, or
Critters.
Oh, yes! Nightmare on Elm Street. That's nostalgic for me. There were such wonderful moments of my life are surrounding those great films and soundtracks, and it's those artists of those times when you're younger. They really are the soundtrack to your life. Like it's almost a movie.
Why do you think today's music is about lacking this feeling, this something? Do you think it's lacking because of the times or the technology, or what's your opinion?
It's a hard question for me, because I try to see from the perspective of other people quite often, and I don't believe that's the case. I believe that is an opinion. I believe that that's subjective. It's based upon your life experience. So maybe you feel that way about music these days, but I see kids and young adults finding new music and loving it like I loved it when I was a kid. Maybe it's because, when you're a teenager, you're having all of these hormones, you're going through this puberty, and everything in life you feel at 110% instead of when you're older and the hormones calm down, right? When you're a kid and you get your heart broken for the first time, you think you're gonna die.
Yeah.
But then again, when you're a kid and you listen to your first Metallica record, you think you're gonna live forever.
And you think it's the heaviest thing you heard.
Exactly, until you hear Slipknot, and then you hear Cradle of Filth, and then you hear Behemoth, and then you hear, Cannibal Corpse.
Or Marduk.
Oh my God, or a Bath, or, anything like that, right? The Haunted. I remember when I discovered The Haunted, and I was like, what is this? And they're like, they're from Gothenburg, Sweden. It's like, there's a place called Gothenburg. It's brutal, and it became one of my favorite bands in the whole world. But I think it's very subjective and based on your experience in life. I think if you're open, you keep your heart open, you keep your mind open, and you look forward to the way that things can potentially change, and you're okay with changing with the times, you can find wonderful new music to this day.
Are you by any chance a collector, a music collector, CDs, vinyls?
Here and there, yes.
Because I was going to a question, what is a band in your collection of CDs or vinyls that you think that deserves more recognition, and what band you would recommend to someone that would probably never heard of it before?
Well, in Europe, I would say The Haunted, as I said before, is pretty well known in the metal community. But if you go to America, The Haunted didn't come out to America a lot when they were doing one of my most favorite records of them is Revolver and the Deadeye, and during those days they didn't come out a lot, and I don't know if they're coming to America soon at all. I know they released something recent, and they've got Ola playing guitar for them, and their new stuff is also absolutely amazing. I think they're so underrated in America, and I wish they would, because dude, they're all my favorite parts of Slayer, of just metal. It's a blast.
I have to admit I don't know them, but I have to know them about after you told me.
Oh, The Haunted. Oh, yeah. Dude. Yeah, check out The Haunted Made Me Do It, Revolver, just anything from the Dolving days is probably my favorite, but I do love their other singer as well.
Let's get back to Nocturnal Affair. Sure. Metamorphosis is not available on CD. Will there be any reissue? And what about new material? When something will hit us?
I don't know about Metamorphosis. I think we're working on something now with that. It recently changed hands. We were semi-signed to a label when we released it, and now we've moved on to another label. We're still friends with the old label, but it was more of a distribution deal, and so now we kept all of the rights to our music, and we're with somebody else in Atlanta right now, and we're kind of making that change. We don't know if we're going to do CD again. If the want is there, absolutely. If people want to buy physical CDs from us, we can make it happen. But in America, it's so not there anymore. And we had no idea what to expect when we first came overseas for our first few trips to the UK. We sold out of all of our copies of the album. And we had physical copies of this record in America for years, and people were like, oh, I just have you on Spotify, I just have this, could you just sign this for me, and that was it. But then we came out to the UK first, and literally in the first 3 days, we sold completely out of everything we ever bought and we brought hundreds of the CDs, gone. And we're like, well, we don't work with that company anymore. We don't know what to do. They're literally, I might have 3 copies at home, and that's it. They're all gone. So we're looking into it now. I would love to release some vinyl. I don't know if that's in the stars for it, though.
Well, I think that in Europe, collectors are really even more into buying stuff right now.
I found out, yep.
Yeah.
And people are very vocal about it too. They'll let you know, like, what the hell is wrong with you? Where are the CDs?
Well, I can say personally, I was counting to buy something.
Yep. So we've definitely found out the hard way. And as far as new music goes, I'm always writing. I've got a lot ready to release right now. So.
A single, EP, or album, when can we expect it?
It depends. We just dropped our single, What Is Love? And it's probably one of my favorite covers we've done. We're going to see how it does. And
The crowd loves it.
Everybody knows it. So by the end of the night, even if they're singing for the first time,
nostalgia.
Exactly. They're dancing, they're singing, they're making friends with each other because they know the song and they're laughing. And then you see when we're done, everybody is suddenly talking with each other and meeting new people. And it's cool. It's like you're bringing people together with nostalgia. But as far as the other stuff goes, we've got a music video we're waiting to release. We've got a ballad. We've got a ton of stuff, man. We've even got a really cool event coming up in our hometown, Las Vegas, when we get home from this tour. And we'll see, how it unfolds.
Okay, Brendan. So now it's your time. Tell something to the fans from Poland. How would you promote Nocturnal Affair for the fans from Poland that don't know you yet?
If you're into dark rock, if you're into a good time, check out the Nocturnal Affair. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna let you decide whether or not you like us. We put it all out there for you. We do what we love. If you enjoy it, that's great. Welcome to the family. If you don't like it, that's okay. Everybody's entitled to like what they like and not like what they don't like. So, check us out, nocturnalaffair.com. We're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on Spotify, Apple Music, and we hope to meet you at a show sometime soon.
Okay, thank you for your time and good luck on the rest of the tour.
Thank you.